have the person texting me on the way, and I know every detail of every little thing.
So how's Dragonfly doing? You guys are up and running in Chi-Town now, I hear, too, right?
We are. Yeah, we're up at the Lurie Children's Hospital.
Did you guys hear about that idiot up there on the Dan Ryan?
I did not.
Part of a protest. I got friends who live up there. She called me. She said, "You're going to probably hear on the news," and I didn't, but I'm surprised I didn't. During a protest.
We are now live on Facebook. Good morning, Facebook fans.
Morning, Facebook.
Woohoo.
Hey, Facebook fans.
This is Jack Brendamour. This is Bill Carigan.
Bill.
We got Kevin in the background running the controls. This is Wednesday, actually. You're going to get a treat this morning because Jack couldn't make it in Saturday, so we decided to come in. We're going to record the show. Dan will be in the studio Saturday morning. We'll run the show on radio. This is my Facebook page, and you're going to get you'll get the whole show on Facebook. There'll be a few delays in between the different segments because we're going to be doing some behind-the-scenes stuff. So, like I said, it's going to be sort of a treat for you. It's going to be a little bit different show. So, stay with us. We got a lot of information, a lot of fun, some music stuff. We're going to talk about the Junk King. We're going to talk about the Dragonfly Foundation and a little bit about the Cincinnati Aging Resource Experts. So a lot of stuff. Stay with us. I'm going to plug you into the studio feed so you will get, as we are recording the audio, you'll be able to stay right with us. So hang in there.
Yeah, what that guy did is he rode down the middle of the Dan Ryan Expressway on horseback.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on TV. That was funny.
I was like, wow.
Whoa.
They pulled him over. They arrested him, I think.
Land shot.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Let me know when you're ready, Gary.
All right, we are looking good there. Let me bring up my program. My Dropbox. There we go. All right, I'm ready to let her run.
Okay, here we go. Microphones are live, just a reminder. I'm going to start recording first.
You have my bumper music, right? Yeah, okay.
Good morning, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour starring Gary Rossignol of RE/MAX Preferred Group. To be part of the program, dial 513-563-1480 to get your answers to questions about your home and property. That number again, 513-563-1480. Now, here's Gary.
Hey, happy fall 2020, Cincinnati. We have what I think is a wonderful show planned today. My name is Gary Rossignol, certified residential specialist, the rock and roll realtor with RE/MAX Preferred Group, your host every Saturday morning from 9 until 10 a.m. My special guests this morning have been here many times. They love coming down on the show and giving their time to a great cause. First is my friend. He's the owner and CEO of Junk King Cincinnati and Dayton, and recently became a member of the board of directors for the Dragonfly Foundation, Mr. Jack Brendamour. Hey.
I knew there'd be some applause there.
Yeah, you got a standing ovation.
Good morning, Gary.
And with him is a gentleman also on the board of directors of the Dragonfly Foundation. He is their number one cheerleader, their number one fan for years. This is my friend, Mr. Bill Carigan.
Hey, good morning, Gary.
Hey, good morning, Bill.
Great to be here with you.
Yeah, I love when the audience cheers. You know,
I love it.
Yeah, I've worked in recording studios. That's creative and fun, but you know, doing live entertainment is just it's off the charts. You know, we only do it for the applause. You know,
Absolutely.
There's not a lot of money to be made in entertainment in Cincinnati, especially in today's society with COVID. A lot of the shows we've had have been shut down. But anyhow, let's before we get into the meat and potatoes of things this morning, let's do a little rock and roll trivia. Who am I? This is for a $10 Starbucks gift card. By the way, this program this morning is being pre-recorded Wednesday morning. However, Dan will be here in the studio. He will be able to take your phone call to win your $10 gift card to Starbucks. So write this number down, 513-563-1480. If you haven't won in the past 60 days, you qualify and can win if you answer this question. I am an English singer, songwriter, and TV personality. I was lead singer for the heavy metal band Black Sabbath during the 1970s, and my nickname is Prince of Darkness. Who am I? That's a giveaway. We'll give away 2 $10 gift cards to Starbucks. I was the lead singer for the heavy metal band Black Sabbath during the 1970s. My nickname is Prince of Darkness. Who am I? And if you don't know who that is, you've been living in the dark ages. Our listeners remember the 1970s.
Absolutely.
Probably remember the band Black Sabbath, and they either loved them or they didn't. So anyhow, there you go. All right. Wow, Jack, what a busy guy you are.
I try to keep myself busy.
All right. Sure. We got Junk King. You're the CEO and now owner.
Correct. Co-owner.
Co-owner. The Dragonfly Foundation, you are on the board of directors there.
Yes, for about a month now, and I'm very excited about that.
You're also a member of Cincinnati Aging Resource Experts.
With you.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You're a real estate agent.
I am.
You have new twin babies.
They're coming up on a year, thank goodness. It's been a tough year, but they're beautiful and healthy, and we're very blessed.
And, of course, who needs all the attention? Your 3-year-old son, Jackson. Of course he needs all the attention.
He does. He's a good big brother.
There you go. So, do you have a life?
I do. You just explained it. You just explained it. No, I'm very, very blessed, very happy with where I am. And the Dragonfly, I did overfill my plate a bit, but I felt like it was a calling for me, and the people involved, like Bill, just very passionate. So,
shout out to your wife, Julianne.
Julianne, my beautiful wife. She's amazing.
If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do any of this.
I agree. She takes care of things at home. With me.
Mary Jo is my rock. She keeps me in line. I'll tell you what. After the sale, I hand her the phone. They call me as I says, call Mary Jo. Call Mary Jo. I don't know. I can't do all that stuff. She makes my smoothie so I can get down here on time on Saturday mornings. And we need them.
Absolutely. She's my rock, like you said.
Yeah. Well, Jack, we have witnessed and watched Junk King grow through the years. I remember the first time you were on the show with dearly our friend Pete, and you were nervous as a cat out on a limb.
It was my first time on the radio, and Pete just walked in here like it was nothing, and it's so funny now that I feel that way. You know the business, and you understand things. So.
Yeah, he was a natural at everything he did. And he did everything right in his short life, and that's why you're here today. So tell us about Junk King and why we should call you rather than the other junk removal companies. And there are a bunch of them out there.
There sure are, and the decision, to call us comes back to what we do with things after we remove them from your house, yard, or property. So we have a 20,000 or 25,000 square foot recycling center in Sharonville. And we'll actually bring everything we can back, process it, and sort it, and send it to different nonprofits around the city. And then anything we can't donate, we try and recycle. So our pricing is right in line with our competitors, actually cheaper than our main competitor because we don't advertise as much. And that's the reason to call Junk King.
Right. So you call it repurposing. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know if we made up that word or if that is a word, but repurposing is what we like to call it.
Yeah. So if you have stuff that's been around for a while, you actually have a slew of nonprofit organizations that are looking for something that they don't know what to do with. It's taking up space in their house, their yard, their attic, their basement, or garage. All they need to do is call 1-888-888-JUNK or 5865. You'll send a crew of 2 guys out in the truck, and you mention the cost. You don't charge by the time that you spend at the house. You don't charge per man. You don't charge if they have to climb in the attic, go to the basement or the backyard. You charge by how much you fill up the truck, right?
Yeah, it's the volume. We come out, give a free estimate. If someone's happy with the estimate, we haul away whatever you have right then, whether it be one item or 30 years worth of stuff. I can tell you, there are small variables that can change pricing with labor and things like that if we have to tear down a shed or cut a hot tub up, something like that. And if a customer wants to save some money, they can, and they can physically get everything to the garage or front porch. Our goal is to gain a customer for life. So I need to make a certain amount of money, but not, maximize it on every job.
Now, last night, preparing for the show, of course, I do my research, and I've got to know my guests as well as I can, and I was on your Facebook page, and I saw a Facebook video that you just posted after your managers meeting. You have 14 managers?
We do. So we have almost 60 employees now. All 14 managers started on trucks, and they have different roles, recycling managers and warehouse manager, driver manager, different things like that. But we're growing leaps and bounds, and good people support good businesses, and we try and continue to do what we can for the community and the environment as well.
This is what really got me last night. I mean, I was almost in tears. You were choking up.
I sure was
doing that video.
I'm glad you saw that. I wanted to talk about that, so that's great. We, at the end of this meeting, we went around. I asked everyone to go around and just say something impactful over the last month that happened with them while at work. And I mean, these are some tough individuals.
Now, the question I want to ask you was, what can 14 managers talk about at Junk King other than junk?
You wouldn't believe if I put a microphone in that room. It's the stories and truly our customers we truly help them out so much in what we do on the back end. Like you said, nonprofits. There's over 30 nonprofits that we help in some way or another. New Life Furniture Bank will say, "Hey, Jack, we're short dressers this week." And so instead of sending whatever we normally send to them, we pull dressers from Habitat or Matthew or wherever we need to and get them restocked. And I really don't see a nonprofit in the city that can't provide at least furniture for a family that needs it in the future.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm just trying to picture this in my brain. You sitting in your office with your 14 managers, and all you do is junk. And you're high-fiving, you're hugging, you guys are telling these heartwarming stories because your customers are high-fiving and hugging you guys because of what you do. It's all about, it started with junk.
Started with Pete.
Yeah, right.
Started with Pete. It's our culture, integrity-driven. We hire for honest, good character individuals, and I can tell you from start to finish, our communication is very good with customers, and we just care.
And I know the love and devotion that you have for Pete because you still have his picture and story on the front page of your website.
He will never leave the company. We reintroduce him to new employees and try and keep his integrity-driven culture alive forever.
Wow, that's just amazing. I think everybody in business should have that kind of passion about what they do for their customers and clients. And if you don't, you're missing boat. It's not about the money. The money's going to come in, it's the benefit that you get from it. It's how you give back to the community. And that's why I'm imploring everyone out there, if you have a half a garage or a little corner in your basement with that stuff left there that you don't know what to do, call them this week. 1-888-888-JUNK 5865. Find out firsthand exactly how passionate they are about taking your stuff and what they're going to do with it. Your guys probably see it and they go, "Oh, we know where that's going to go. We know where that's going to go."
Everything down to crayons. Okay, so anything in quantity, we've found a home for. And every day we get better and improve our processes. But crayons now go in a barrel that go to the Crayon Initiative, and they're melted down and remade for Children's Hospital. It's really neat, the different things that we do. And every day, like I said, it's something we don't do today. We're willing and open to do tomorrow.
Well, I know I'm calling you this week because probably next week we've got a truckload or maybe more for you guys to pick up, and things like old encyclopedias.
We're ready to go, Gary. I can tell you, old encyclopedias, unfortunately, books are one of those things that we at least keep out of the landfill. We recycle them most of the time. everything's going digital. So, books, tax documents, we can provide certificates of destruction, paperwork, pretty much any paper
Really?
or cardboard is
Did not
is
know
recycled.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And computer hard drives as well, if that's something people would like.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So you actually shred all that stuff.
We have a company that does that for us.
Okay. Man. So you got 14 managers. You said you have like 60 employees now.
High 50s. It's got kind of difficult in a way to me because I used to know what everyone's
those
kids'
last
hobbies
two
were.
in your life kind of messes up your mind.
It has. It has a little bit. I can tell you I live in a cloud on my 3 hours of sleep a night, but it's hard because I used to know the employees individually, their kids, everything about them, and that part has been the hardest part of the growth of the company is that I've lost touch a bit with every employee, but that's, I think, natural progression of a business.
I know you're following Pete's leadership when he started the company, and that is by employing young folks who are willing to work. And all they needed was like a driver's license, I think, and be 18 years old, and wherever they came from, he would give them a job, teach them, train them the how to live and take care of clients, how to be caring. And I think that's probably, you still follow through with that, right?
It is. It's a mentorship mentality. So if
That's the word I
someone
was
can't
trying to think
if
of,
someone can't
mentoring.
grow within our business, we help them find their way elsewhere. Teach them how to be good fathers, people. Some of our employees had rough upbringings, and I really pride ourselves on helping them grow within, and the loyalty that comes with that. If you give someone what they've never had and wanted, it's something that they forever will be speaking highly of you and working hard for you.
Yeah. So, how many crews, how many trucks do you have that go out every day?
We have 18 trucks now, 20 dumpsters, and we did over 100 jobs some days this summer.
Wow. Jeez, that's unbelievable. So Junk King is a national franchise all over the USA, but what is your territory?
We are Cincinnati and Dayton right now. Very soon here we're going to expand into Lexington and Louisville as well, very slowly.
Cincinnati includes Northern Kentucky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So greater Cincinnati, greater Kentucky. We'll go over to Lawrenceburg and into southeast Indiana. Really, I'll go a couple hours out of Cincinnati if I have a good discussion or you talk to one of my employees and we agree to a surcharge to cover our gas and labor.
The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by Junk King Cincinnati and Dayton at 888-888-JUNK-5865. I would like to take this moment express my gratitude to all the troops, veterans, first responders, and our heroes in service and health care. The nurses, the doctors, nurses' aides, health care staff, the EMT staff, the police and firefighters. So often they deal with life and death situations, and especially during this pandemic. Thank them and keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Many stood up to the fatal task on 9/11 19 years ago. After our break, we're going to have a moment with Myles. Then Jack and Bill are going to give us a full report on the Dragonfly Foundation. You are listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480, now on FM 995 and 107.9. Good. Yeah.
Make it easy.
Thank you.
Great segment.
Thank you.
Bring it to it.
What a cool company.
It really is neat. It's self-fulfilling, and I can tell you one of the neatest parts about the employees is I don't think out of the 14 managers we talked about, I don't think any of them want to work for another company the rest of their life.
Probably not.
That's and it's just, I mean, the people we help is just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
we
make a lot less money because we help them, but that's who we are. If we dumped everything, we would make a lot.
Give me a week or so, but I want to take that segment right there, and I set it up so I could try and do like a 5 or 6 minute video that hopefully you'll see worthy enough to put on your website.
Oh, absolutely. I know you don't do anything not well.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
Gary handles anything. Thrown at him, I feel like. Thank you for all you do.
I
with
forgot
Care.
to plug me. Daggone it, that's all right.
There's time.
I go through this show, and at the end of the show, I'll sign off. I go, I didn't even give out my phone number, so I purposefully put in my notes.
What's the name of Cincy Magazine?
Yeah, Cincy.
And what were you nominated? Best of the North?
Best of the North. Yeah.
I won't let you get out of that.
Shout out to the Facebook fans.
How can they
Hey, Facebook fans. We are taking a little break so Kevin can get the second segment set up. We're going to, Jack and Bill and I are going to talk about Dragonfly Foundation. I just want to mention that while we're killing some time, I want to put this up for you to see. Let me see how this looks on camera. Oh, we got a delay there. Anyhow, go to Cincy Magazine, and every year they have categories, Best of North, and this year for real estate, you can vote for me. I was nominated for Best of North. Unbelievable.
Congratulations.
I fell across that accidentally Sunday night. I went to vote for Adrenaline, where I work out on 3 mornings a week, and my health coach, Becky, and I noticed that Computer Express was also nominated, which is my convolute, my dear friend and my computer guru, and there were several other companies. I wonder if they have a real estate part. I went down there and I saw, sure enough, bingo. I said, Mary, come in here and vote for me. So if you're on my email list, you'll be getting an email here probably by tomorrow, but you can go to Cincy Magazine, the Best of North, and vote for me. I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Gary was my realtor, I think 15 years ago when I bought my first house, and if he was as good as he was then, I can't imagine how you are now, but he's very detail oriented.
I'm 15 years better.
There you go. There you go. No, very detail oriented, and as everyone knows, he does a great job.
Thank you very much.
Where can we go to?
Cincy Magazine, and it's called The Best of the North.
All right.
Consider it done.
All right, I'm going to plug you back in the studio for you. We about ready to go, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm turning off their mics, leaving yours on. I'll start recording, then I'm going to play a
No, I actually have a pre-recorded.
Thanks for listening and watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Gary. Get on. Get on. Let's rock the house. Thanks for listening and watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Gary Rossignol, certified residential specialist with RE/MAX Preferred Group, better known as Cincinnati's Rock and Roll Realtor. And now this is the moment we have been waiting for all week. This is the captain of our ship, Myles Beersford, and this is A Moment with Myles. Good morning, Myles.
Hey, Gary, rock and roll, my friend. I want to give a shout out for the Cincinnati Area Board of Realtors. In these serious times, the CABR is offering a certification in diversity called At Home with Diversity. At Home with Diversity is an educational opportunity designed to present a picture of the changing face of real estate industry. The class teaches real estate professionals how they can increase their sensitivity and adaptability to future market trends. It addresses issues of diversity, fair housing, and cultural differences. Skills and tools to expand business and effectively service all cultural groups. This course also serves as an elective course for the Certified International Property Specialist. The course has 2 major goals: heighten awareness of and sensitivity to the social and cultural makeups of local real estate markets, and to provide practical skills and tools to increase the professional's effectiveness and serving all social groups. The course is 6 hours, 3 hours on October 1st, and 3 hours on October 2nd. And non-members can register via the CABR. Further information will be posted on RE/MAX Preferred Group Facebook page. And that's this morning's Moment with Myles.
Ah, that's good stuff, Myles. Thank you very much. And you know what? I've signed up. I'm a continuing ed junkie. I just can't get enough training, and I'm so glad you brought that up. And that is Myles Beersford. He, along with his lovely wife Christine, are the captains of our ship at RE/MAX Preferred Group. By the way, RE/MAX Preferred Group is the largest RE/MAX brokerage in the entire state of Ohio. And I am so happy and proud to be part of that wonderful organization. I'd like to shout out and thank all my regular listeners each week, especially Carol from South Lebanon, Felicia, Reed Young, Bill Gabbert, Andy Dowdy, Jane RE/MAX Real, Leah Crane, Steve Zinzer, Shane Olson, Paul and Elena New Richmond, Debbie Schultz, Howard Seward, my family, and all my many realtor friends that tune in and watch every week. Wouldn't be here without you guys. And thank you, Facebook, for staying with us. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by Junk King, Cincinnati and Dayton. Their number is 888-888-JUNK, 5865. And Jack, let's talk a little bit about the Dragonfly Foundation. They've been in existence for 10 years now. Rhea Davidson was on my very first radio show. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know that, but I heard her on lots of them.
She was on my very first show. She was in person. I still have the video. I mean, I videoed. It's amazing how we have morphed to what we are today. But she was a very giving lady. She always came and was did something. And now, Bill, you picked up since Rhea moved on, and you're on every Saturday. And I thank you very much for calling in every Saturday, giving us that update.
Love doing it.
But this year's been probably, out of 10 years, has been, I don't like to use the word worse, but it's been the most challenging year for the Dragonfly Foundation, especially with COVID-19 going on. What or who coaxed you into joining and being on the board of directors at Dragonfly Foundation?
Well, I would say, Rhea originally. Obviously, what the foundation stands for is what really brought me toward it. But right away, I just, I don't even like saying this because of the people who are dealing with it. But I can't fathom the thought of one of my young children going through what some of these families are going through, and being able to help provide support to them has just, I felt like it was a calling for me, and I was embraced by the foundation, and I've done a lot for them prior to becoming a board member, but I have a lot more to do.
Yes, you have. You've always been on the top of their list for folks who helped out. Nonprofits are just that. Means no profit. Well, financially, right? And it's an all-volunteer organization that relies on support and donations from the common citizen. That's you and me. Corporate support of all shapes and sizes, right?
Everything helps, no doubt.
Anything and everything. So, what or who do you see that benefits from the Dragonfly Foundation?
Firsthand, one of my lifelong best friends, 4-year-old, is fighting leukemia right now. So I have heard how impactful even that when they walked in the hospital with brushes and things like that. It tells you you're not going through it alone, and people have been down this road, and there's people to talk to and resources to help your family through it. And it's a great thing that the Dragonfly does for these families.
Yeah. Just, ladies and gentlemen, just go to dragonfly.org on the computer, because their entire story is on there, from their poster child, Matt, who was their first Dragonfly, and how they recognized the need to have this organization. And the dream was in Christine Knightsky and Rhea Davidson's mind. And I remember when I had them come when Blue Sun Ivory would do public dances, I'd get Rhea and Christine on the stage, explain, here's what we're trying to do. They'd do a split the pot, and of course, our fans, they'd win
$87.50 and to split the pot, and they go, "Oh, just keep it." Yeah. I knew that was coming, and so the dream happened. The thought was born, and here we are 10 years later. That's fantastic. So, Bill, first of all, you need to shout out to your wife Lori and your twins and your family.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Laurie, happy birthday.
Today?
Her birthday today.
All right.
Yeah. And my daughter Carmen's
Now
up
this
in-
is Wednesday. Her birthday's Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
But folks, you're watching and listening to this show on Saturday.
That's right. So Wednesday, we're celebrating Laurie's birthday, so we'll be going out for a nice dinner tonight.
All right.
My twin daughters came in town from Chicago to surprise her last night.
Wow.
So she didn't know they were coming, so they just busted into the house with one of their friends, and we went out for a nice Mexican dinner last night.
All right.
And shout out to my son Patrick and daughter Carmen as well.
Right. So you're just so gracious enough to call in each week for a 4 to 5 minute little brief update on Dragonfly. And so today we've got a little bit more time, and let's explain what can we do to help the Dragonfly Foundation.
Well, I'm going to echo what Jack said, which is every little bit helps. And we mean that most sincerely, in that there are some things that will take you 2 minutes to do that can help us from now until the end of the Kroger Community Rewards Program. Is a very simple thing. It's a little known fact that about 70% of the people that shop at Kroger do not enroll in Community Rewards Program.
Yeah.
It takes about 2 minutes to do. Just Google Kroger Community Rewards instructions and follow the prompts and link your Rewards Plus card to the Dragonfly Foundation. Right there, you get to designate your organization of choice. And every time you go to Kroger, whether you're buying gas, whether you're buying groceries, we all go 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
At least. I find myself in Kroger maybe more like 5 times a week. That's all I like to shop for fresh food and buy what's on my mind for dinner that night. So
Sure.
I'm in there all the time. And every time you punch in your alternate ID or use your Rewards Plus card, you're making a small donation to the Dragonfly Foundation. People don't realize this, but Kroger donates $1 million a quarter to the community. And the way that, if your listeners could just take a couple of minutes and do that, it'd be a tremendous help.
Yeah. The next one is Amazon Smile. A lot of people don't know that you can log in. When you log into Amazon, put Smile behind it. It's going to be a little bit different website pops up, but there it's your account, and there you can designate the Dragonfly Foundation as the beneficiary of your purchase. There's no difference in cost.
Nope.
And I noticed last night, because I bought my vitamins on Amazon, it was like $50-some, and they said, "Congratulations, you just helped the Dragonfly Foundation once again." But they have donated over $265 million so far this year to nonprofits.
That's amazing. And again, that are nothing to do.
No.
They just have to be aware of the program. Again, just Google Amazon Smile instructions, follow your basic or prime to Amazon Smile, and you're helping us every single time. And I mean, think about it. Over the last 9 months, how many things have you bought on Amazon because you didn't want to go out to a retail store?
Exactly, right.
And if your listeners could just do those 2 things, they cost nothing. They mean the world to us. Mm-hmm. Because what a lot of people don't realize is, when you get hit with a pandemic like we got hit with this year, donations really dry up. We've had people lose jobs. We've had people that are underemployed. And our donations were initially off about 40%.
Right.
So all these little things make a big deal.
Don't touch that dial. Next coming up is my music history, and Jack and I are going to tell you about a free service to help families of and our seniors. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480 AM now, FM 995 and 107.9.
What is the last section about? Is that back to Dragonfly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to do my Joe Burrow thing. I'm on the hunt. you never know who listens. Might know.
Yeah, you
I
probably.
just think you could do.
You probably ought to get that signed, sealed, and delivered before we go on the air and talk about it.
Well, no, I'm saying if anyone out there knows Joe or someone close in the Bengals organization, put them in touch with
okay.
us, you know?
Yeah. The whole last segment is going to be on the Dragonfly Foundation.
I went to grade school with Troy Blackburn.
Oh, really? Stayed in touch at all?
Yeah, we exchange emails once a month.
Really? I know Marty could probably get us in touch with him too.
No doubt.
But yeah, we need to. I think that could be the biggest thing, especially who he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like when he won the Heisman, he didn't talk about himself at all. He raised $600,000 for Athens Food Bank. But the funny thing is, he used to walk by my house. I was 2 houses away from elementary school.
Cool.
I went to OU in Athens, and he'd walk by my house every day. Little did I know, the future Heisman winner, my favorite team's quarterback, walking by the front door.
Unbelievable.
What I'll do, Jack, is we have a jock here that I work with on Thursdays. His name's John Englehart. He actually works security at the Bengals Stadium.
Does he really?
Yeah, he works up in the suites. I'll see if he knows who we can get a hold of.
Yeah, any in every way. I emailed his dad. If you could have him call my cell phone if he's got something, or email me. But I found his dad. His dad's a coach for Ohio
The
University.
LO on the radio.
As a matter of fact,
I emailed his dad though. Found his email online, but I don't want to do
Hey,
it.
can I get an MP3 of this show?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How do I get that?
I'll send it to you.
Can you email it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Once it's produced Saturday morning, then I'll have the whole show on MP3.
He sent it to me. That is actually Joe Burrow's first play in the NFL.
All the first pass. That's fine.
I mean, he has
Dumped
great,
it off to the side. I remember.
You know, he's there. He's got awesome seats. Nobody else in the way. It's like,
Okay, Facebook, you've
There we
been
go.
seeing a little bit behind the scenes. Of course, we're recording this on Wednesday, which will be it'll be produced and it'll be uploaded, so you'll be watching it same time, same channel, Saturday morning. You're watching it right now Saturday, but we actually did this on Wednesday to accommodate my guests' busy schedules. Let's see.
just get my
Twins, a
walls.
3-year-old, Junk King, the Dragonfly Foundations, Care. You're just a busy guy. People claim that I never go to sleep.
It's a lot of coffee.
Yeah. But the rewards are unbelievable.
They sure are.
Yeah.
They sure are.
They just run. Are we doing it now?
don't believe you, you're not the truth. No one could look at.
Leah listens every week. She
does, yeah.
You know
Leah Crane?
Yeah, she's.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Lee and David, they're loyal.
Yeah, here we go. And I'll kind of help if they start recording.
I just love this part of the show because it's time for My Music History. This is what happened today back in 1964. Roy Orbison started a 3-week run at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with Oh Pretty Woman. The title was inspired by Orbison's wife Claudette interrupting a conversation to announce she was going out. When Orbison asked if she was okay for cash, his co-writer Bill said, "A pretty woman never needs any money." And today in 1965, the Beatles cartoon series premiered on ABC TV in the U.S. The first story was titled I Want to Hold Your Hand and had the group exploring the ocean floor in a diving bell where they met a lovesick octopus. Today in 1976, Paul McCartney and Wings played a charity concert in St. Mark's Square, Venice, to raise funds for the historic city. The night was a success, but the weight of the equipment used by the group caused more damage to the square. Today in 1987, Michael Jackson started a 6-week run at #1 on the U.S. album chart with Bad. Released nearly 5 years after Jackson's previous studio album, Thriller, Bad went on to become the world's best-selling album, having sold between 30 to 45 million copies worldwide. The album also produced 5 U.S. number ones, the first album to ever do that. Today, in the year 2000, Ozzy Osbourne formally requested that Black Sabbath be removed from the nomination list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, calling the inclusion meaningless. Osbourne went on to say, "Let's face it, Black Sabbath have never been media darlings. We're a people band, and that suits us just fine." Sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. In the year 2003, on this day, a report published on requests by artists to venues of their backstage requirements revealed Limp Bizkit insisted that all the lamps in their rooms be dimmable, while Mariah Carey would only have bendy straws, as she will not use straight ones. Van Halen insisted that backstage celery is trimmed, not peeled. Red Hot Chili Peppers asked for a meditation room and a selection of aromatherapy candles. And Barry Manilow requested that the air temperature in the auditorium be kept at a regular 65 degrees. Chilly concert. Today in 2007, a charitable foundation set up by Shakira donated $40 million to help victims of natural disasters. The money would go towards repairing damage caused by the earthquake in Peru and in a hurricane in Nicaragua. A further $5 million would be spent on health and education in 4 Latin American countries. You go, girl. Way to be. Today in 2013, Kurt Cobain's childhood home in Aberdeen, Washington, went on the market. Cobain's mother, Wendy O'Connor, and sister, Kim Cobain, put up for sale the East First Street house, where he was raised, for $500,000 in hopes of connecting with someone who would turn it into a museum. Good wishes. I searched. I didn't see where it ever sold. Born on this day, back in 1947, multi-award-winning American country singer Lynn Anderson, who scored the 1970 number 3 single Rose Garden. Lynn Anderson charted 12 number 1 hits, 18 top hits, and more than 50 top 40 hits before she died on July 30th in 2015 at the age of 67. So there you go. I hope you found these bits of music history as interesting as I did while researching them to present to you today. I'm called the Rock and Roll Realtor because I play with the greatest classic rock band in Cincinnati, Bluestone Ivory. You can go to bluestoneivory.com, and hopefully we'll put something on the calendar here soon. We're working on a few things. Thanks to the pandemic and our health departments, they have shut down all public appearances, but we are working hard to do something. So thanks for staying with us. I hope you're having as much fun as we are. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by Junk King Cincinnati and Dayton. That's 888-888-JUNK-5865. So, Jack, our hearts go out to so many helpful organizations. We can't do everything, but we can try to make a difference. You and I have found one that reaches out to the families of and our senior citizens. Many of them have questions they don't know who to ask or how to ask it. So the Cincinnati Aging Resource Experts is trying to solve that problem. We've been in existence about a year now, thanks to Cheryl Jeffers and our long list of experts, and you being one of them. Just want to take like 2 minutes and give kind of an overview of what they might expect this Thursday at our virtual event.
Yeah, so CARE, as you said, Cincinnati Aging Resource Experts. I think you and I were one of 5 or 6 original members when we decided to start the nonprofit. Almost experts fields, loyal members of society, of the local community that can help experts figure anything out they need to. So whether it's staying in their own home, going to a nursing home, Junk King comes into play when you need to get rid of 30 years worth of stuff that you held on to because it's not trash, and you can let it go because you call us and you go to our website at junk-king.com and see all the good that we do for the community with it. And CARE is just a wonderful organization. I'm proud to be part of it.
So this Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, you can all you need to do is call Cheryl Jeffers at 513-701-3141. Well, that's this Thursday, so this is Saturday. Ain't gonna work.
That won't. but I tell you what you can do. You can go to our website, and it will tell you about our next events, or visit us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Care what
CincyCare.com, CincyCare.com. I wasn't adding the days properly when I prepared this show. I thought, well, we're going to plug this thing. Well, we plugged it last Saturday.
Well, we have several a month. So
We do.
you can catch up on the next one. And they're all similar in ways in the sense of you can ask the questions you want to ask.
Yeah, questions. You have legal questions, you have Social Security questions. Any question that you have, you can ask us at our virtual events. So Junk King internally helps many nonprofits with the support of your large staff and that huge warehouse in Sharonville. Tell us what we have that you need and can haul away that will benefit who?
We need anything and everything because there's people out there who need it. But I can tell you, we out of the nonprofits that we work with, you hold on to these items, and New Life Furniture Bank, for instance, will call us and say we need dressers, or Matthew 25 gets all our handicap equipment, medical supplies, paint. It's really anything that you want to get rid of. Yes, you can probably take it around town and get rid of it for free in ways. But if you want two professional, insured individuals to come out, treat your items and you with respect and get them out of there for you, that's what we do.
Yeah, I'm just looking around my house. I'm going to have a truckload. I'm looking around and I see books and old encyclopedias, clothes, furniture, appliances. You'll take care of the old play set, hot tubs, old paint cans.
Anything that's not flammable. So propane tanks, gasoline, things like that, you'll have to call your local city and figure out what to do with. But like you said, yard items, businesses, we help a lot. We clear out IT rooms and recycle the electronic waste. And
what about
really, we aren't limited.
What about those 48-inch fluorescent bulbs?
Light bulbs are difficult for us because they're hard to not break. You can call, I think, still. That's another for the
good. So what's the weirdest request you had to haul away?
Will you take my husband or my wife? No, we get every week. It's interesting. We removed a 7 or 8 foot tall Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us when they closed down recently, and now it's in our recycling center dressed up with Junk King attire, and it's just every week something new. That's fun.
Wow, that's 888-888-JUNK-5865. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Next, we're going to visit again with Bill Carigan and talk a little bit more about the Dragonfly Foundation. I've got more questions. We got more things to tell you about. So you've been listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480 AM, now FM 995 and 1079. All right.
Good job.
There's so much to talk about. It's hard to.
Yeah, I didn't know
start talking
exactly.
about one thing and
didn't
go to the
know
next.
how much time we're going to have, and I wanted to plug this, but man, when I said, I went, wait a minute, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Anyhow, well,
That's all right.
we'll live. Thanks for hanging in there with us, Facebook. I know you're going to enjoy this last segment. We're at right now about 48 minutes. So we're going to probably wrap this up in about an hour. That's going to be pretty cool. So again, we appreciate you watching us this morning. Just be aware we actually recorded this Wednesday. That's why there's these little, you're not getting the commercials. You're getting me coming on and just saying thank you for watching with us. And stay tuned, take notes. If you have any questions, I'll give my phone number at the end. Now I got that GoPro 7 working. GoPro 8. I love that GoPro 8. Okay. So, Bill, we're going to...
I have about 11 minutes, 58 seconds.
We'll talk about the Pappy Van Winkle auction, how that's going. The Golf Classic. It's sold out, but we need
The
to let
auction. People could still bid
the
on
auction. They can get online and they can bid on the auction, right?
Can they?
I think you can, yeah.
Okay.
I can check right now if we have a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, take your time.
We got Texas Roadhouse a week from next Wednesday.
Yep.
So we want to get anybody and everybody out there. Let's see, I had 24 last month. You going to be able to make it this year,
Yeah,
this
I'm gonna
month? Okay, good. So we should be up to about 30. They take, they've got their rules where you call ahead, but all my folks showed up, says we're here for Dragonfly, and they had the section already set for us.
Beautiful.
They took them on. I'm standing outside waiting for where's my people at?
They're already in.
They're already inside. They just went to the front door and says, we're here for Dragonfly, and they took them on back.
That's awesome.
So
What's Rhea doing now?
She is looking for a job.
Yeah, she told me her job was done at Dragonfly. She did all she could do. If she stayed with it, she'd be there for another 5 years, and she'd be unemployable. It was
That's a good
everything
point there.
she gave her heart, her soul,
Is it on mine?
her family.
No, it's not.
Everything-
So I think we don't no need to even mention it. Ken.
What's the website?
I'll tell you. This dragonfly.org.
ORG.
I just looked. It's not. The online auction isn't available right now. At
Okay.
least. So we can just skip that.
Let's just skip the golf and talk about Pappy and
Okay.
talk about Kroger and talk about Wings 15 and Amazon.
And Texas Roadhouse, invited by Texas
Let's do
Roadhouse.
it. Let's do our listener challenge.
Okay.
We're gonna. They have to do 2 of 5.
Okay. All right. We can do that.
Here we go. I'll
Me-
start recording and I'll get it. Remember,
It's gonna be Jack, Bill, and Gary's Dragonfly challenge.
There you go.
and as you can see behind my shoulder here, Gary, Mark's using the computer. That's why I'll have to add in the music.
Okay.
Because I don't know what he's doing. But he always waits till the last minute.
Oh, so my beginning bumper music won't be there?
Well, yeah, you won't hear it, but it'll be in there.
Okay. All right.
So I'll give you a 3 count. Let's see, 3.
You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour with yours truly, Gary Rossignol, the Rock and Roll Realtor with RE/MAX Refer Group, your senior residential specialist. The Dragonfly Foundation supports pediatric cancer families and patients by building a network that connects Dragonfly families to each other and the community, providing programs that enhance quality of life, enhancing programs, and partner with Children's Hospital, which is, by the way, the greatest children's hospital in the entire nation. This gentleman is on the board of directors of the Dragonfly Foundation. He is their number one cheerleader and their number one fan for years. This is my friend, Mr. Bill Carigan. Good morning,
Hey,
Bill.
How are you, Gary?
We're doing great. We got Jack Brendamour here. We've been talking with Jack off and on through the whole show, who's also a member of the board of directors. And so, Bill, we got a little bit more time than we normally do. What does the Dragonfly Foundation need most today?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a tough fundraising year for us, Gary, primarily because a number of our events have been canceled, not even postponed, but canceled.
Right.
And those events are, a major way that we raise funds for the foundation. So we've really had to scramble. And, I really appreciate all the support from both you and your listeners over the years. Has been phenomenal. I'm going to throw out a little challenge to your listeners, if you would allow me.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. I'm going to ask your listeners to do 2 out of the 5 things that you can do to help Dragonfly Foundation this morning. It's going to be Saturday morning. This is going to be airing. So here's the two. You choose 2 of 5. If they take a picture or a screenshot and send it to your Facebook account, they're going to be at a drawing.
Okay.
And so I'll talk about the prizes here in a moment. Here's the 5 challenges. You only have to do 2. One is Google Kroger Community Rewards instructions and link your Rewards Plus card, designate the Dragonfly Foundation. That's going to get you 1 out of the 5. Okay? Very simple, easy to do, takes 2 minutes. Second, Amazon Smile. Very similar to Kroger Community Rewards. Very few people know about this. Go to Amazon Smile and link either your basic or your Prime account to Amazon Smile. Designate the Dragonfly Foundation. Every time that you make an Amazon purchase, you're helping our organization in a small way. Third, and I know this one's your favorite, Carrie, text WINGS15 to 71777 and make a donation of any size, $5, $10, $25, $50, whatever you can do to help us. You would be amazed how far we can stretch $5 or $10 donation.
I know.
We get a lot done with that.
Yeah.
And then the fourth way that you can help is to join Gary and I, and we're going to invite Jack this month to go to Texas Roadhouse the first Wednesday of every month between 4 and 10 p.m. You can dine in, you can pick up, you can carry out, curbside carry out. And if you simply bring the flyer from our website, and again, that website is www.dragonfly.org, and you bring that flyer, 10% of your food order will be donated back to the Dragonfly Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have dinner anyway, right?
Right.
Why not do it at a great steakhouse?
Oh, their food is fabulous.
Food is fabulous. Service is wonderful.
Man.
Friendly people. And you're donating 10% back. And then we also have maybe the most popular event of the year going on right now. And by the time your listeners hear this on Saturday morning, they're going to have about 4 or 5 days to get in, because you have to get in the raffle by September the 30th, because we're going to draw for 5 bottles of Pappy Van Winkle bourbon. Extremely rare, almost impossible to get your hands on. Bars and restaurants that sell a lot of bourbon have a tough time getting this bourbon. We're raffling off the 10, the 12, the 15, the 20, and the 23-year vintages of Pappy Van Winkle. That would be a street value, even if you had a ton of money, like my friend Jack here. you would drop thousands and thousands of dollars to acquire those 5 bottles.
Yeah.
One winner is going to win all 5 of those, and then we have other very nice bottles of bourbon for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place.
Wow.
So that's 5 things that you can do to help Dragonfly. If you can provide Gary Rossignol just a picture, send it to his Facebook address, Gary Rossignol, the rock and roll realtor. You do 2 out of those 5, we're going to have a drawing. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get him some great Dragonfly swag. I'm going to get some swag for the entire family. And then I am going to buy the entire family dinner with you at Texas Roadhouse.
Wow. That's huge.
So if they do 2 out of those 5, and 2 of them, remember, don't cost a dime.
Okay.
And you do those 2 things, you give us proof that you did it, and you will be my guest at Texas Roadhouse, and I will award you with some really cool Dragonfly T-shirts and fun stuff.
Texas Roadhouse is so great. This will be our 3rd month in a row going back. Last month we had 24 of my guests that came, and they swear they're coming in fact, I was with some friends last night. I says, now, that's coming up next Wednesday. And I said, yeah. I says, we'll be there at 7 o'clock. They bring their whole family. And they look forward to it because the food is great. And the servers, they know we're there because my guests showed up, and I'm waiting out in the parking lot for them because I organized. And where are they all at? Well, they told the front door person, they said, we're here for Dragonfly. They says, oh, we got your section all set for you.
That's wonderful.
Did you mention which, is it all Texas Roadhouses?
All Texas Road. No,
Westchester.
The one in
Okay,
Westchester.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, Raising Cane's, we also do a thing with Raising Cane's every month. That's all locations.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati, Dayton.
That's the 3rd Friday.
Yes, that's correct.
Third Friday of the
month. But
month.
again, if your listeners, just make it a point to go to www.dragonfly.org and look at our monthly events. We have something for everybody.
Yeah. Now, like the Pappy Van Winkle thing, like I don't drink. I'm not a drinker, but I have some friends who just drooling when I tell them about the Pappy Van Winkle auction. So I went ahead and got a couple tickets for them. And, you know, if I win, guess what? I'm going to have some friends that are just going to love me at Christmas.
They're gonna be
We're
lining.
friends, Gary.
So there you have it, folks. Yeah, like Bill mentioned, my favorite is just get your smartphone out, your smart device, however you communicate with your friends, and text the word WINGS15, that's WINGS 15, to 71777. You can donate as little as $5. You can donate $50, $500, $5,000, whatever makes you feel good about what you're doing for the Dragonfly Foundation. They're just absolutely. You have to experience. I know. I talked to you a couple weeks ago, and when you were first became a board member, I guess you attended a couple of the meetings, and you were at awe.
Yeah, it's the individual stories. I can tell you. You think, okay, this is a child fighting cancer. Well, in addition to that, parents can lose their jobs because they're at the hospital all the time. Their power gets shut off. Lose their house, their cars. They have other children that are wondering where in the world their parents are. And, you know, Dragonfly even helps the siblings and can get presents for the siblings who are going through this as well.
And the patient themselves sees this going on, and guess what? They say, it's my fault.
Oftentimes that is the case.
That hurts.
But I'm in the same boat with Jack in that we serve these families at the time of their greatest need. And these families are coming from everywhere,
yeah.
Gary. It's not just Greater Cincinnati. I mean, if you get cancer and you live in Nitro, West Virginia, you're getting to Cincinnati Children's, and that means displaced from a job, displaced from home, displaced from your support network, and we're there for them.
Yeah,
we become their family.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention with that, sorry, Gary.
Yeah.
You know, right now, even with the funding we need to help these families, the individuals who actually have their career working for the Dragonfly Foundation, with a 40% cut from last year, we need to keep them employed. These are already selfless individuals, and just getting through this pandemic and keeping our amazing team in place is important too. So now more than ever, anything you can do would help so much.
Great point.
Right. So, you know, imagine have your child starts feeling kind of ill, and you take him to the doctor. They do a few tests, and they come out and they tell you need to we need to go to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. We see whatever, and
just so you know, when you get that phone call, they want you there that day.
Oh yeah,
they want to begin treatment immediately. And so you pick up and go.
Yeah, and some families, I've heard stories where they pull in on fumes. I mean, and they don't know where they're going to stay. They don't know, and they leave everything. And that blue bag is a lifesaver for them, because it has all the things that they need to operate on a day-to-day basis for at least a week.
We served 6,000 families in 10 years.
Wow,
that's 6,000 times 3-4 family members.
Right.
It's a lot of people.
So there you go. We're just about out of time today. Thank you all who tuned in. Thanks, Jack, John King, and Bill Carigan, the Dragonfly Foundation, for another great show. If you missed any of the shows, you can listen to them on the podcast, both audio and all the Facebook videos. You can go to my website, rockincincy.com, or go to itunes.com, the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour. Please remember, I am a realtor. I am a senior residential specialist. I'm open for business. Just call me at 513-777-2402. Don't forget, folks, hug your kids every day, call your parents, kiss your spouse every day, and wash your hands constantly. Practice social distancing, and wear your mask in public places. Again, the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by Junk King Cincinnati and Dayton. That's 888-888-JUNK-5865. Call them today. You won't be sorry you did. Coming up next is Wesley Adams and the Car Tech Show. And to close out the show on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, I couldn't think of a better song to end with. This is a snippet of Bluestone Ivory's live recorded version of the hit song by Chicago, Saturday in the Park.
That is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Is it?
Sit tight, folks. The
Oh, no,
song's
I
coming.
just called him real quick.
Oh, okay.
You'll be able to hear the ending song here
He's
shortly.
on speakers.